And hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Right Away. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and that's just one of the two companies that are working together to bring you our show tonight. The other company is Freestyle Repertory Theater, and I could not be more delighted than to be collaborating with the improvisational theater company that taught me how to improvise and gave me my start. You'll meet Mike and Laura from Freestyle Repertory Theater in a little while, and so I'll let them tell you all about themselves. Synergy Theater performs full-length improvised plays in beautiful Walnut Creek, California. And when we are not able to go outside and do that, then we perform online. So you can watch Synergy Theater perform our online plays on our YouTube channel and on Facebook, just like some of you are doing right now. Tonight, we are delighted to be having a wonderful presentation of a show that we used to do live back on the stage with Freestyle Repertory Theater, and now we brought it back as this online show. Tonight is Right Away. We have 5 intrepid playwrights who are going to have just 45 minutes to write a brand new play, and that play is going to be based on your suggestions. And at the end of 45 minutes, they are going to come right back, and we are going to take a 10-minute intermission and then present cold readings of those plays. While the playwrights are off writing, you and I are going to be participating in a really fun writer's jam. So we'll invite you at that time to open up your cameras and your microphones, and we'll have some fun doing some interactive, spontaneous writing exercises, and then sharing and reading and laughing together. And then 45 minutes into that, our playwrights come back to debut their shows. And so, without any further delay, let us meet our writers who are going to be writing for you tonight. Our first writer, let's bring out Laura Livingston. Are you there, Laura Livingston? All right, Laura Livingston.
I am.
All right, you're there. Excellent job. Laura Livingston, why don't you take a moment and tell everybody about Freestyle Repertory Theater. But first, let me introduce you properly. Laura Livingston is the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater, which began performing improv off Broadway in 1983 as Theater Sports New York, with Ellen Byron in the cast, one of our writers tonight. Since 1988, Laura has overseen Freestyle Rep's arts and education projects in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut schools, and now online in the video series Home Fooling, Teach Your Family to Play Improv Games with you. Laura's short plays take a modern look at America's literary past, have been produced at the Obie Award-winning Metropolitan Playhouse in New York City, and Laura Livingston is my first and best and only improv teacher that I ever had. I love her very much. Please welcome Laura Livingston to our show. Laura, tell everybody just a little bit about that video series of yours.
Oh, Home Fooling was something that we started doing. Our executive director, Michael Durkin, is also my husband. So we were quarantined together at the start of this shutdown, and we had to leave a lot of students in New York City. And so we started making videos to give them something to do when they were isolated in their apartments with their families. We realized that our current and former students had a resource. They knew how to do improv. It's based on working closely together. And so we started making a series of video games. And now we feel it's important because it's a series of short videos that teach you an improv game. You turn off the computer and you turn around to the real, actual living, breathing people that you are actually with, and have some fun with them.
Awesome job. Please check out those videos. They're terrific. All right. Thank you, Laura Livingston. Let's meet our next playwright for the evening. Laura just mentioned him, and that is Michael Durkin. Mike Durkin, come on screen and just say a word so I know you're out there.
I'm here.
All right. Mike Durkin has been with Freestyle Rep since its beginnings in 1992. He is an actor in New York City and credits improvisation with enriching his scripted work on stage. He plays guitar, harmonica, washboard, and is currently learning to play the bodhrán. Did I pronounce that right, Michael?
You did a real nice job on that one. Bull run is a single drum ahead that you hold on to your with your hand and kind of play it with a two-headed stick. It's it's a Celtic instrument.
Well, I look forward to your concert. All right, Mike, thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Lisa Gay Thompson, our next writer. Lisa Gay Thompson is a member of Monday Night Playground's Bay Area company. Earlier this year, her short play Strike Home received a stage reading at Berkeley Rep. Are you there, Lisa?
I'm here, Ken.
Lisa, tell everybody what you like better, writing or improv?
Oh, God, I can't answer that question.
Not a fair question. It's a rhetorical question. They're both amazing.
I like them together.
Thank you for being here with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next playwright is Arlene Hutton. Arlene Hutton's plays have been produced off-Broadway across the country and around the world. She is a three-time winner of the Samuel French Short Play Festival and teaches playwriting at the Barrow Group. It is an honor to welcome her here for her first stint as a writer with Right Away. Please welcome Arlene Hutton to the screen. Hello, Arlene.
Hey, Ken.
Arlene, did you write before you improvised or improvised before you wrote?
No, I was an improviser before I was a writer. I don't think I'd be a writer if I hadn't been an improviser, and I wouldn't have been an improviser if I hadn't studied with Laura Livingston.
Well, I agree with you on all of those things. So I'm so glad that you are here. Have fun tonight. We'll see you in a little while. Ladies and gentlemen, our next playwright for the evening is Ellen Byron. Ellen Byron's Cajun Country Mysteries have won the Agatha Award for Best Contemporary Novel and multiple Lefty Awards for Best Humorous Mystery. Her new Catering Hall Mystery series, written as Maria Dorico, launched with Here Comes the Body and was inspired by her real life. Ellen is an award-winning playwright and non-award-winning TV writer of comedies like Wings, Just Shoot Me, and Fairly Odd Parents. Ladies and gentlemen, this is her first stint with Right Away. It is a deep honor to have her here. Please welcome Ellen Byron to the screen. Hello, Ellen, how are you?
Good, how are you, Ken?
I'm very well. Ellen, when did you first know that you were going to write murder mysteries?
When I wanted to kill a writer I worked with on a TV show. And I couldn't, so I had to write about it. And that was like in 1999. I took, and anyway, it sucked. So I put it away for a while. And then I had a bit of a break in TV. So I decided to try it again because I love reading mystery. So I thought I'd try to write one.
Well, it is joyous to have you here. Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Kat Coppett out here. Kat Coppett, come on. Kat's going to be another writer for us. For those of you tuning in a little bit late, some of our writers might be having some technical difficulties with their internet connection. So Kat Coppett is going to step up and write a play, although she wasn't anticipating doing so tonight. And we will read your play, Kat. So you go ahead and write it, because one way or another, we will read your play tonight. Kat, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Mopco Theater, your improvisational theater company?
We are an improv theater company based in upstate New York, out of an old 100-year-old firehouse by way of illicit strip club that was featured on the Jerry Springer Show in normal times. These days, we're based on the interwebs, so we improvise everywhere, all the time, every Friday and Saturday night.
All right, it is a joy to have you. Thank you for stepping up and writing for us. And now, can I please bring all of the writers back on screen? It is time for them to get their suggestions. Here's how it's going to work. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to offer suggestions to our writers via the chat feature on Zoom. If you're unfamiliar with using Zoom, if you just take your cursor and scroll all the way down to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little control panel come up, and one of the features says chat. Go ahead and click on that. It'll open up the chat window, and then you should be able to chat. If you want to have fun chatting and just to practice, go ahead right now. You can type something in that chat window and it'll come up and everybody will see that. There you go. See, hi, I can chat. Excellent job. Practice. Awesome. All right. Here's what's going to happen. One by one, our playwrights are going to ask you for a suggestion. They will get that individual suggestion to inspire their play. Throughout the course of our 45-minute improv jam, every 10 minutes, you and I are going to come up with a new suggestion and text it via the modern miracle of telephone texting to all of our playwrights, and they are going to incorporate that suggestion into their play as they are writing. Then at the end of 45 minutes, they'll come back and we will read all of their plays. So let's get started. Playwrights, I'll ask you to stay on screen until all of our playwrights have their suggestion. Then one by one, you can remind us of your suggestion as you exit. Then hang off screen until you hear me say go, and that's when you start writing. Arlene Hutton, will you kindly ask the audience for the unique suggestion to inspire your play?
What's the name? What was the name you used? What was the name of your imaginary friend when you were a child, or if you had a sibling that had an imaginary friend?
All right, go ahead and look at the screen, Arlene, and take the one you like.
I see Lola. Thank you.
Lola, awesome job. Laura Livingston, will you kindly ask the audience for your suggestion?
Sure, I will. An object that has baffled or surprised you.
An object, a thing?
Yes, an object that
All right,
has
an
baffled
object that
or
has baffled or
surprised.
surprised you.
I've got it. Toilet paper was the first thing that came up.
All right. Ellen Byron, will you kindly ask the audience for a suggestion?
An unexpected relationship.
An unexpected relationship.
That's a
an
hard
awesome...
one. People are gonna have to think for a minute. You might have to
the
go back
UPS
to.
guy.
Wait, what was the first one? UPS guy.
the UPS
Okay, I saw
guy.
UPS guy.
You could pick two of them if you want, and that could be
Okay.
the relationship.
People, oh, these are great. These are all fun. Okay.
All right, you got something?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, tell us what the definitive answer is.
I'm going to take a bus driver and people who look the same.
All right, bus driver and people who look...
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant, forgive me, UPS. I guess now that I said that, I'll say UPS guy, bus driver, and people who look the same. I'm taking three.
All right. What could be simpler than writing a play about that?
It writes
All
itself.
I have to use everything.
Lisa Thompson, will you kindly ask the audience for a suggestion?
I would like something that might be found in a very old house.
Something that might be found in a very old house. Door knocker, ghost, corpse. What's it going to be,
Dead
Lisa
mouse.
Thompson? Say it again.
It's all old dead mouse.
An old dead mouse. Excellent job. And Kat Coppett, will you kindly ask the audience for a suggestion?
Could I have a piece of advice that you wish you had or had not taken?
A piece of advice that you wish you either had taken or had not taken.
Don't marry.
I saw be true to yourself. I will take
Be true to yourself. Okay, the suggestion is be true to yourself. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a second. I didn't get my internet connection for nothing.
Oh, Michael Durkin, I apologize. I'm deeply sorry. Michael Durkin,
that's-
please ask the audience for a suggestion.
That's all right. Here's what I want. I want an evocative piece of furniture.
UPS guy.
This guy. No, I'm not taking the UPS guy.
Painting couch, milking stool. Those are great.
Definitely a Barco lounger. I'm going to take a Barco lounger because I love my Barco lounger.
And it kind of sounds like that instrument you learned how to play.
Exactly.
I think love seat was the correct answer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the order that the suggestions were taken, I will call your name, or I'll try to remember anyway. Repeat for the audience your suggestion. Go to your writing nook and wait until you hear me say go to start writing. Arlene Hutton.
My suggestion, I'm using the name Lola, but I also saw Corky go by. So I'm Lola and Corky.
All right.
Thank you.
Laura Livingston.
Toilet paper.
Very, very nice. Ellen Byron.
A bus driver, a UPS driver, and people who look the same.
Kat Coppett.
Be true to yourself.
Lisa Thompson.
An old dead mouse.
Michael Durkin.
A Barco lounger.
All right, writers off into your corners. I'm setting the clock at 45 minutes. Ready, set, and go. All right, Laura Livingston is working on turning her camera off. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Writer's Jam. So everybody, please turn your camera on, turn your microphone on, and let's have some fun as our writers are squirreled away writing.
I'm going in.
Now, it is highly recommended that you do this with a paper, a pad of paper and a pen, so that you're not worried about typing and navigating the Zoom screen at the same time. So if you want to take a moment, go ahead, get a pad of paper, get a pen, stretch out your fingers. We are going to take part in a series of improvised writing spontaneity exercises. They're fun, they're easy. Hopefully people will have fun sharing. If you're off screen and you want to come on screen, we'd love to have you. All right, let's get started just by warming up a little bit. Everybody shake out your hands, shake out your hands, shake out your hands. And let's start with a simple word association game. So I'm going to say a word, and you're just going to write down the very first word that pops into your mind. No thinking, no filter, no editing. The very first word that pops into your mind, you write it down. I will say 3 words, you write down 3 words, and then we'll just go around and some people read out the 3 words that you wrote. What could be simpler than that? Here we go. Coffee. Winter. Telephone. That was awesome. Somebody please raise your hand and read out the 3 words that you just wrote down. Mike Lawler.
Honey, snow, ring.
That was perfect. Somebody else please do that. James Hinman, or Jim, I believe.
Yeah. Milk, summer, call.
That was awesome. Somebody else read out the 3 words that you wrote. Delisha.
Beans, snow, number.
Fantastic. How easy could it be? All right, same exercise again. This time I'm going to do 5 words. Oh my goodness, 5 words. You could do it. Here we go. Cat. Closet. Volcano. Daybed. Tornado. Awesome job. Somebody raise your hand and read out the 3 words that the 5 words that you just wrote down. Martha Stone.
Fur, crammed, erupt, Laura, Kansas.
Beautiful job. Julia.
Dog, clothes, lava, sleep, and wind.
Excellent job. Somebody else raise your hand. Who wants to go ahead? Anath.
Dog, drawer, mountain, sofa, wind.
Derek.
Right. Dog, lights, lava, lying, and whirl.
All right, Jacob and then Stacy, and then we'll move on. Jacob.
Cactus, space, man, sleep, warning.
Stacy.
Baseball, Yankee, smoke, headphone, dog.
That was awesome, Jacob, and that was awesome, Stacy. All right, very, very good. Let's move on to the master level. Now, I'm going to say 1 word, and you are going to write in a stream of consciousness fashion for 15 seconds. Holy moly. So what that means is you just don't allow your pen to stop moving for 15 seconds. Any thought, as soon as it is in your subconscious, it's on your page. And no editing, no changing, no crossing out. 15 seconds of free automatic writing. I'm going to time us on our little timing device here. Get ready, please. The word is fox.
Fox?
Mm-hmm.
And that's 15 seconds. See how fast that goes by. All right, who would like to read out their 15 seconds of spontaneous writing? Delisha Sampson. You're on mute, Delisha. Everybody.
There it is. Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. Now's a good time to take your microphone off mute so you don't have to worry about going back and forth. Delisha, go for it.
So I wasn't sure if I heard the word box or fox, so I went with box.
That is perfectly fine. Go for it.
Okay. The box was unopened, laying on the wood floor. That's as far as I got.
That's perfectly done. All right, somebody else. David Livingston.
Okay, I'll go.
It's Chris.
So I heard
Chris,
fox.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Fox. I do not like in a box or wearing a box or with chicken.
Excellent job. Thank you very, very much. Who else? Let's have Lawrence go for us. How about Lawrence, Susan, and then Jacob?
On the land, the red leaves were strewn on top of him.
Beautiful job. Who did I say? Susan.
Look at it run, showing off its pretty tail.
Gorgeous. And Jacob.
Hound of the Baskervilles was primarily a cautionary tale.
Awesome job. All right, we're going to do one more round of this, and then we're going to take this into a slightly more sophisticated exercise, but still stream of consciousness. So this is writing a stream of consciousness exercise for 1 minute, a complete 60 seconds, no thinking, no editing, no regrets, no changes. Just allow whatever spouts out of that volcano of spontaneity of yours to get on the page like lava. And then we'll read it out. Here we go, 1 minute, and the word is heartbeat.
What?
Heartbeat.
Okay.
All right, that is 1 minute. Let's read a couple of these, and then in 3 minutes from now, it will be time to give our writers their first suggestion. So let's read a couple of these. I'll interrupt us in a few minutes to give them their suggestion, and then we'll get back to reading. Who would like to read out their 1 minute of spontaneous writing? Mike Lawler.
Heartbeat stopped. The doctor looked at the monitor. He grabbed the paddles from the nurse and put them on his chest and yelled, "Clear." The nurse jumped over the bed.
That's awesome. Who did I see? Julia.
Red pumping, great thing of a machine, moving my mind, loving and leaving my lovers, driving me onward to pump again, so redundant but potent, more than a symbol, a bloody muscle of rhythm.
Wow, that was very beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you. Who else would like to read your 1 minute of spontaneous writing? Dawson, thank you.
I felt her underneath me, softly pulsing. I had never expected to feel her this close. And then I heard my own pulse, synchronizing with hers, and it was the last thing I ever needed.
Wow, that's really gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. All right, did we have one more? Delisha, thank you.
It's his sense of timing coincided with my heartbeat. Our breathing became one, and never had I ever had the intensity of being one with another. Then he spoke, and it was all ruined. His breath.
It's all ruined, right?
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now in 1 minute, we need to give the writers their first suggestion. And once again, I'll ask you to communicate via chat for this one. So here's what we're going to give them. Everybody suggest something and I'll pluck one. Let's give them something suddenly enters the scene. It could be a new character, it could be an object, or an animal, but something suddenly comes on stage. So go ahead and write it in there, and then you'll allow me to kind
of... You want to add something?
Oh, all right, excellent, excellent. Let's take robot. Let's take robot.
What is he asking for?
I'm going to give them a stage direction. Suddenly, a robot enters. And they will all put that into their play. Now, you folks are going to have to be kind and give me 1 moment in order to text that to them. So please, let's see. Lawrence, say something entertaining for 10 seconds while I text them.
Me?
Yes.
Say something entertaining? I'm writing a new play called Alexander's Ragtime Man.
Tell us all about it.
It's got like it's like a puzzle, and I think I'm going to do it like where in 20 minutes before that, and a day before that, and 3 days before that. You know, where it writes itself backwards, like sort of you're watching the flash forward backward thing. I haven't figured it out yet. It's like I throw all the pieces on the table, and then I write the scenes, and then I put the, you know, all the sky pieces together and all the lake pieces, and that's how I write. So it's very not like you're taught to write. It's just improvised writing, basically.
Excellent job. Thank you for doing that, Lawrence. All right. Who else would like to read out their 1 minute? Let's take one more if we have it, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. Or we'll just move. All right, Susan.
It went 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 5. Oops. What happened? Did we miss 1 or 2? Start again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 8, 9. What? Who did that? Is this some kind of a joke?
That was awesome. That was even better because of the reverb that made everything sound so important there. Very, very wonderful. All right, my friends, let's move on. This next exercise is another spontaneous writing exercise, but this time with some posts along the way that you'll have to encounter. And it's called the 3-line monologue. I'm going to give you 3 lines. I'll put them in the chat there so you can refer to them. And the first line is going to be the first line of your monologue. The second line has to show up somewhere in the middle. And the third line is the last line of your monologue. So I'm going to type those 3 lines in there. You're going to write for approximately a minute or 2. We'll see how that goes. Let's say no more than 2 minutes. And start with that first line, get that middle line in there, and then end with the last line, and see how spontaneously you can keep it going without thinking or planning in advance how you're going to get that middle line in there. Just discover it when your subconscious is ready to bring it in. All right, so here we go. The first line of dialogue is, I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. The second line of dialogue is, the whole world seemed to get smaller. And the last line of the monologue is, that was something, I tell you. All right, so the first line of your monologue is, I'll never forget that day. The second, somewhere in the middle, the whole world seemed to get smaller. And the last line is, that was something, I tell you. On your mark, get set, go.
So it's not written anywhere.
I wrote it in the chat there.
He said it's in the chat something. Here it is. I'll never forget that day, the whole world. Right there.
"30 more seconds to get to the end. 30 more seconds to get to the end." Five more seconds. Find your way to that last line. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody stop writing. Who will read out their monologue for us? Extra points if you do it in a funny character voice. All right, Lynn Halliday.
Well, okay then. I'll never forget that day. The magno microscope went awry and all the scientists in the room were affected, gradually shrinking one by one. From the former football player to the Hungarian dwarf, all shrank to the size of peas. The whole world seemed to get smaller, as in fact it did. We're still trying to rectify the situation. That was something, I'll tell you.
Excellent job. All right, who else would like to read their monologue? Funny voice optional, but Derek, back to funny voice.
Learned your lesson.
All right. I'll never forget that day. It was at the county fair, and my friends convinced me to go on the tilt-a-whirl. I flew high, then tumbled from side to side, back and forth, never ending. The whole world seemed to get smaller. I felt my stomach heave. The rest is better left unsaid. That was something, I tell you.
Awesome job. All right, who else would like to read their monologue? You can do it. Stacy, bring your microphone on for us, please.
I'll never forget that day when he showed up in the laundry room, tall, dark, and handsome, ready to wash clothes. The whole world seemed to get smaller as he put laundry soap into the wash machine. Wow, a man that knows his way around a large machine. That was something, I tell you.
Awesome job. All right, how about Julia and then the David Livingston square?
I'll never forget that day. The sky was gray and smoky. I sat on the porch at 4 a.m. sipping coffee, looking to the east for inspiration. Soon I would have to find the direction my life would take until I die. Suddenly, lightning split the sky. The whole world seemed to get smaller, and I realized I would be better off drifting as I always have. That was something, I tell you.
That was awesome. You folks are excellent actors as well as writers. All right, the David Livingstons.
I'll never forget that day
when I thought I had won the lottery. I decided to travel around the world, and I found as I traveled, the whole world seemed to get smaller. Then, after being gone for 6-8 weeks and having spent tens of thousands of dollars, I looked at my lottery ticket and realized I had read the numbers in a dyslexic pattern. Something I tell you.
All right, my friends, believe it or not, it is just 1 minute before we have to give our playwrights their next suggestion. So let's get that suggestion ready so that I can give it to them. And this time, let's ask for a line of dialogue. So please go to your chat and type in the most dramatic line of dialogue that you can think of. And that is what we will ask our playwrights to incorporate
Type
into
anything
their...
in?
Can you do it?
You want to type anything in?
I don't know. Well, what are you looking for? What kind of?
I guess I don't know how to do it.
All right. Good. Keep them coming. One more moment. Pardon me while I get the word to our playwrights. All right, how about we will take, you filthy bloodhound, have you discovered my secret?
Yeah.
I do like where what happened.
All right, have you discovered my secret? Very nice. All right, I sent that off to them. And let us move along. Is there somebody else who wanted to read their monologue for us? Okay, in that case, we're going to, oh, Bright, thank you, Bright, and welcome.
I will never forget that day. It's 100-something degree hot. I sat in a car driving down from Birmingham to Mobile, Alabama on I-65. Yes, we were on a trip to the Gulf, to the ocean, to fishing. The whole world seemed to get smaller. We were onto the ocean. We caught 50 pounds fish on the boat. That was something, I tell you.
Excellent, excellent job. All right, let's move on. Now that you folks are warmed up, we can do something that is the next level up. And this is a fun little exercise called Life is Like A. And this is a fun way to explore using metaphor in our writing. Nonetheless, let's keep it spontaneous. We want to make sure that we're not stopping and thinking and crafting, but we're just allowing our subconscious to do the work for us, and everything is flowing out, and we are just observers as it flows out. So this is how it works. I'm going to say something like, life is like an apple, and then you are going to spontaneously write 2 or 3 sentences explaining how life is like an apple. Right? So we all know the famous life is like a box of chocolates from that movie, right? So like kind of in the realm of that. All right? So I will say 3 of them. I'll say one, give you a chance to write. I'll say another, give you a chance to write. I'll say another, give you a chance to write. And then we could have fun reading some of these out loud, okay? So here we go. Life is like a forest. Go ahead and finish that one up. Here's the next one coming in a few seconds. Life is like a cup of coffee. And here's the last one coming up in a couple of seconds. Life is like an old movie that you've seen 100 times. All right, who will share what you wrote? This is the first time we've ever done this exercise at Right Away, so you are breaking new ground. Who will share what they wrote? Somebody volunteer before I make Derek do it. All right, excellent job. Jacob Moore, go for it.
Okay, here we go. The first one was life is like a forest. You can't see far, but you know somewhere in there is something you want.
Beautiful.
Life is like a cup of coffee. It's bitter and burns your tongue, but it gets you up in the morning. Life is like an old movie you've seen a million times. Every time you take the trip again, it's like meeting the love of your life again and mixing your metaphors.
That's awesome, Jacob. Thank you very much. That is fantastic. All right, there you go. The ice is broken. Somebody share. Who will share? All right, Derek Tarson.
Okay. Life is like a forest. It hides from the eye what is it at the end, enveloping you in a green haze. Life is like a cup of coffee. When it is warm, it is wonderful, but don't drink it cold. Life is like a movie you've seen 100 times. It can be really boring, but you still enjoy the funny parts.
That's very profound, very profound. All right, who else has something that they'd like to read for us? Anat, thank you very much.
Life is like a forest, dense with difficulties, knotted situations, places to get lost. Life is like a cup of coffee, fragrant, inviting, super delicious when you find the right aroma. Life is like an old movie that you've seen 100 times. The days repeat themselves with monotony I cannot stand. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, sleep, and wake up, that's all. It is life.
Excellent job. That was beautiful. Let's keep going, please. If there's anybody who has been lurking off screen and you want to come on screen and say hello and share a little bit, we'd love to see you out here with us. Who else would like to read their 3 Life is like a metaphors? I might have to make Stacy do it. No, we don't want to mix.
Okay.
All right, Stacy. Yeah.
Okay, life is like a forest because it's full of trees, tall and big, none that I can follow the path through. Life is like a cup of coffee because it brings you up and then it's bitter when it takes you back down. Life is like an old movie that you've seen a million times, hard at times, and you can't stop watching it over and over again.
Excellent job. Excellent job. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We are 2.5 minutes away from needing to give our writers their next suggestion. So we're going to do another writing exercise, which will allow you to write for 1 minute and 30 seconds or so. Then we'll deal with the suggestion. Then we'll come back and we'll read what we just wrote. So this is a combination of the monologue exercise that we did before and this metaphor exercise that we're doing right now. So now you are going to write a monologue from a character's point of view. It's going to start off with the phrase, "Look, kid, life is like a," and then I'm going to give you that so you'll know what it is. So everybody will start off with the phrase, "Look, kid, life is like a something," that I will tell you. Then you're going to write a monologue in which the character uses that metaphor to explain to the person why they have to learn to deal with heartbreak. All right? Here we go. Look, kid, life is like a frying pan.
Sure, it's in your hands. Make sure it ain't aluminum.
Write it down.
Thirty more seconds. 30 more seconds to ease the man's pain. Ten more seconds.
I don't see Laura there either.
She's writing too.
Oh.
Yeah, she's writing.
All right, go ahead and bring that monologue to an end. Hold on to those, don't put them anywhere. And now let's deal with the suggestion. So the next suggestion is a character reaches into his or her pocket and pulls out something unexpected. Go ahead in the chat. What does the character pull out from his or her pocket?
I don't know how you send the chat.
You just type it right in there. Click on chat and just type it right in.
And then you have to hit enter.
And then you have to hit enter. Yes, thank you. All right, this is cool. I see an opera ticket stub from the mid-19th century. Let's take that one. A character pulls an opera ticket stub from the mid-century out of their pocket.
Rat. I bet she went to dead rat.
All right, excellent job. Thank you for that. Now, who would like to read their empathetic monologue, helping soothe the poor person's heart? Jim Hinman, thank you very much for kicking it off. Ready and go.
Oh, did I unmute? Yeah. Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. You can hit someone over the head with it, but it won't make them fall in love with you. You can promise to fry them an egg, but it doesn't mean they'll sleep overnight. Oh, in the morning. Sorry, I forgot that. You can promise to fry them an egg in the morning. Doesn't mean they'll sleep overnight.
Well, that's awesome. And so true, so true. All right. I can't tell you how many eggs I have left over in my refrigerator. All right. Lawrence, go ahead. Oh, Lawrence, you're on mute. Can you kindly take your microphone off of mute? Thank you.
Look, kid, life is a frying pan. It's hot and sometimes you have to get out of the kitchen so you don't burn your house down. And if you do, then you don't know how to cook anything.
Excellent job. Karen Harrell.
All right. Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. The metal is cold and unyielding. You need to add fire. Then you need to search for delectables to go into it. The heat, the ingredients, your efforts result in a delicious dish.
Beautiful job. Thank you very much. Who else would like to read? All right, Derek Tarson. Let's go Derek, Susan, and then Bright.
Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. You put all your batter in to make pancakes, one after the other. And many moments are like many pancakes, are perfect. You exhaust the batter, though, and end with a pancake that's black and smoking like your heart after a breakup.
Excellent. Where did I say? Susan and then Bright after that.
Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. You don't use it just right out of the box. It needs to be tempered with good oil. Otherwise, everything sticks, burns, and maybe even rusts. If you skip this process, you'll never know what cooking is really like. You'll still be thinking that it's supposed to be shiny, just to be looked at.
Beautiful. Bright, Sue.
Look, kid, life is like frying pan. It lives in the cool place most of the time. Sometimes it gets into a hot place where it's supposed to be, doing what it's supposed to do, pass the heat to the other, whoever is onto it. Come on, lucky one or unlucky one. It will come down if you give it time. Cool down everything. Time heal everything, kid.
Awesome job. All right. Anybody else would like to read this one? All right. Patrick Vaughn, thank you.
Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. It's cold and hard, but it can also create great beauty. Fried bacon, fried chicken, fried green tomatoes. It all depends on how you use it. So the next time you're down, pick it up and introduce it to the forehead of your nemesis.
Awesome job. Okay, did I see another hand shoot up at the end there? Kay Esposito, did you want to go? Did I see your hand? Okay, Delisha, let's have Delisha be the last one, then we have to give our next suggestion to the writers.
Okay. Look, kid, life is like a frying pan. Lit up, it gets incredibly hot. If it's off, it's cold as ice. You can't make it by magic. You got to give it some gas. You got to light the fire. If you don't, you're never going to eat.
Awesome job. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. That was fantastic. All right. The writers have 8 minutes left. Do you see how fast this goes by? The writers have 8 minutes left. So I'm first going to send them a text saying that they have 8 minutes left. And then we are going to send them one last suggestion. And this time, the suggestion is going to be one of the characters has a huge emotional reaction. They suddenly become incredibly what? What emotion suddenly takes over one of the characters like a tidal wave? Go ahead and type that into your chat. Okay, let's go with apoplectic. Apoplectic. So let me type that in. I'm going to let them know that this is their last suggestion. A character suddenly becomes a character suddenly becomes apoplectic. All right, they have 7 minutes now to work that into their script and to bring it to a close. We're going to do one last writing exercise, and this is going to be a one-sided scene. We're going to do this fairly quickly so that we can read some out. I'm going to read out some lines from a play. This is a written play by Lillian Hellman called Another Part of the Forest. I'm going to read the lines of John. After I read a line, you're going to write what you think would be the best response from the partner in the scene, the person John is talking to. Then I'll read another line, then you write your line, I'll read another line. It'll be a 6-line scene. Don't change anything once my next line comes out. Your job is to just keep justifying everything with the scene. You don't have to write down my lines of dialogue. I have the book and I'll read them out loud again. So here we go. It's like we're doing a scene together and you're writing your line down. Here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
You ain't big enough.
My next line, here it is. Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old. And my last line, but I have a plan. All right, we have just 5 minutes left before the writers need to come back. I'm going to just let them know that they have 5 minutes remaining. All right, who wants to read their scene with me? Mike Lawler, kindly take your microphone off of mute, sir. All right, here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
I'll make sure they don't.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
Find someone else.
I have a plan.
Your plan is a train wreck.
Awesome job. All right, who else would like to read their scene with me? Dawson Moore. All right, Dawson, here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
Better go deaf then.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
That's true.
I have a plan.
Napoleon had a plan. Plans are overrated.
Awesome job. Thank you, Dawson. Who else would like to read their scene out loud? All right, Derek Tarson. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
But what if I want to?
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
No, that's what I want.
I have a plan.
And I do too. Marry me. Okay.
Yes, I will. Excellent job. Somebody else. The writers have 3 minutes left to finish up their plays. Lawrence, here we go. Enough, you'll go right after Lawrence, all right? Lawrence, I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
Well, you don't have a vocabulary.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
You're too old. You're 34.
I have a plan.
For what? Spilling the beans?
Yes, for spilling the beans. Awesome job. Thank you. Enough. Here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
Because this is totally insulting to any human being.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
We must. I love older people.
I have a plan.
Fuck the plan.
Excellent job. Excellent job. All right, the writers have 2 minutes left. Let's sneak in 1 or 2 more here. Anybody want to read one more version? All right, Susan, here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
But that isn't the way the world works.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
Bullshit. Too old for what?
I have a plan.
A plan to age you or to rejuvenate me?
It's all about me, Susan. It's all about excellent job. All right, last one. Then we're going to wrap this up and we'll bring back our writers very soon. Julia, well, we'll do two more. Julia and Stacy, and then that will really have to be the last one. Here we go. Julia, I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
Well, make sure you watch your tongue, mister.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
You're sexier than any 20-year-old.
I have a plan.
I'm ready for step one.
Beautiful job. All right, Stacy, last one. Turn your microphone. Stacy, yeah, okay. Here we go. I would not like to hear anybody talk that way again.
Then stop talking.
Regina, we mustn't. I'm not right for you. I'm too old.
But please, I love you.
I have a plan.
Sure you do. You always say that, and then we end up lost.
Excellent job. Ladies and gentlemen, please give everybody in our room a round of applause. Thank you so much for participating in the Writers' Jam tonight. Stay right there. I'm going to tell our writers they have 1 minute left. And then in 1 minute, we're going to bring them back. Then we're going to take a 10-minute intermission, allow you to stretch your legs, grab a cup of coffee, come back. When you come back in 10 minutes, we're going to present readings of the plays that our playwrights have written. In the 1 minute that we have remaining, does anybody have anything you would like to share about the Writers' Jam, about the experience, questions, or anything at all for a minute or so? Yes, Mike Lawler.
First time. This is fabulous fun, Ken. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that very, very much. All right, enough. Last comment, and then it's time for the writers to come back.
It was totally unexpected fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to call the writers back. Their time is up. I'm going to text them multiple times because they get lost in their scripts and they can't really notice the text. In the meantime, everybody, if at that point I can ask you all please to turn off your cameras, don't go away yet, but turn off your cameras, put your microphones back on mute. We're going to bring all of our writers back. Ellen Byron is back. Lisa Thompson is back. We are going to have all of our writers come back. Sometimes it is hard to get their attention to make them come back. So I'm going to keep saying it louder and louder. Come back, come back, come back. All right, my friends, I'm going to send them an email to make sure that everybody knows that it is time to come back. All right, we have Laura, we have Michael, we have Ellen, we have Lisa. Who are we missing? We're missing Kat. And we're missing Arlene. Arlene Hutton, are you out there? Arlene Hutton, are you out there? All right, we will bring Arlene back, I promise you, in just a moment. In the meantime, I say we move on. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, thank you for being here. We are going to take now a 10-minute intermission. You are welcome to sit here and watch us if you like, but we're going to be doing some backstage business and emailing our scripts to each other, casting our plays, and then in 10 minutes, we're going to come back with the second act of our show and the readings of our playwrights' plays. That 10 minutes starts right now. All right, hello everybody, and Arlene Hutton is back. Very, very nice. Why doesn't everybody take like the next 3 focus minutes to email your plays out to everybody who needs them? I sent out the link. I sent out an email saying use this. Did everybody get that one? So let's all go ahead and use that. It's a really fun audience tonight.
Oh, good.
Ken,
Yes.
I'm hearing an echo when you talk.
Yeah, I don't know how that's happening or why.
When did you send that email, Ken?
I sent it out before the show, but I can send it out again if people are looking for it.
Use this right our cast on it too, right?
What's that?
we need to write our cast on it.
Yeah, yeah. And then after we send the email, if you just want to tell people who's reading, that's helpful too. But let me just find that email that I sent out. All right, I'm going to resend this email. If you don't need it, just ignore it. Arlene, I have BETHARLENE at me.com, yeah?
I'm sending it right now, Ken.
Okay.
I just sent mine. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't change the subject line.
That's okay.
Oh, I didn't either.
That's okay. That's okay. It says your name or your email, so we see it.
And you want to know who's in our play?
Yeah, hopefully that's written in the play, but in just 2 more minutes.
I put the casting on top.
It is.
Okay, but in 2 more minutes, we'll say it out loud as well so that we can use that too.
Not sure I'm in the use this email.
What's the matter?
Just the, oh, maybe I am. Of course, I don't know. Maybe I am. Okay, hang on. I got it, so maybe I'm there. Hang on.
I just sent mine to everybody.
Good.
Did you get mine? This is Beth or Arlene. Did you get?
Yes, I got yours. I got Lisa's. Ellen, did you send yours twice?
No.
Okay, I must just have my email on there 2 times then.
Those were great suggestions.
Oh, thanks. The audience came up.
Oh, I forgot one. I left one out.
They were really fun to incorporate. Thank you.
Oh, you bet.
Yes, I would never have written a play with a robot in it.
Uh-oh, I left one out too, I think.
All right, I have Michael Durkin's. Kat, I see you just sent an email, but I don't notice an attachment.
You don't?
Let me look more carefully.
Well, let me see if on the one that I sent, if I sent it.
I see Kat's attachment.
Okay, my wrong then.
You want me to send it to you again? You're in it.
Nope. I just didn't look carefully enough.
That's all that's in there, actually.
Got it.
So it's
Got 4 plays.
I haven't set mine yet. I'm busy trying to figure a lot of stuff out here. Oh, dang. That wasn't good. But I'd like Ken and Arlene to read it. I may just send it to them.
Okay.
Is everybody else on a 10-minute break?
Yep, we have 6 minutes remaining.
Oh, perfect. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, phew.
was that you, Ellen?
What?
Was that you going? Whoo, whoo?
No, that was me.
No, that wasn't me.
That was the
All right.
So I think I have all of them except Laura, who's still working on it. Here are the titles I have. I have Arlene Hutton's play for Right Away, Barco, Cat, Melba, and Same as You. Those are all from different people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Mine has an actual title on the script.
Okay, great. So we're just waiting for Laura's. In the meantime, do people want to just announce out loud who they're casting so people can get familiar with that?
Sure.
Why don't we start with Ellen? Ellen, who are you casting?
I'm casting you as Jake and Arlene Beth as Spring. I stole a couple of things
from the chat just for fun.
Cool.
There's
What
toilet
is
paper in mine.
What is the
And
name?
then I'll read the stage directions and the robot dog.
What is the name of your play? What did you title it?
Same as you.
Same as you. Okay, perfect. Kat?
I have, let me make sure I get this right. I have Ellen as Alicia.
Oh.
Arlene as the reflection. And you, Ken, as the robot.
And what's the name of your, well, you just have your name on it, right?
Yeah, it's called, the top of it is just my name. I think it's called True.
Okay.
Or something.
Michael
True.
Durkin?
Yeah, do you mind, Ken, if I take it away from you?
Not at all.
All right, so I'm going to read number 2 with my wife, Laura Livingston. And in a robot voice, Ellen is going to play the number 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Laura's number 1, Ken's I'm number 2, and Ellen's number 3 in a robot voice.
Okay, perfect. So, Lisa?
I have cast Kat in the role of Melba, Ellen in the role of Trixie, and
goodness.
Mike in the role of the robot / Glenn.
Perfect. Laura Livingston?
I have Ken in one role and Arlene in the other role. I think Arlene is 1 and Ken is 2.
All right. I'm going to check my email to make sure I have yours, Laura.
You don't. I'm still doing it.
Okay.
Okay, so I have, Beth, I'm not in yours, right? Arlene?
No, Ken and Kat are in mine.
Okay, no worries. So I don't have, I have Kat's, I didn't put my name on mine. Sorry, guys. I don't have the others. I don't have Lisa's or.
Yep, with Barco.
Or Mike. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yay. Lisa, who am I again?
It's on the script.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Got it. Thanks. Okay.
Okay. So, folks, I'm having a little technical glitch here now. I can not open up my Outlook program. The only way I would be able to do that is to log off and log back on, which means I would lose my Zoom connection as well, and that would interrupt the flow. So my challenge is that I don't have Laura's script, and I don't.
Put it in the chat.
Can you do
can
that?
Attach a file in the chat. Yeah.
Can somebody do that, please? Attach Laura's script into the chat, and then I think I can download it.
I don't think anyone has it. I've sent it to myself a couple of times. I'm using someone else's computer here. So my trouble is, I believe I've emailed it to myself twice, but I don't have it yet.
But you can just attach it in the chat as well, Laura. Why don't you just sit? You see the little file button in the chat?
Hold on, let me get back to that.
You don't send it to everyone, or then all the audience will have it. But you could send it to Ken, for example, or to one of us.
So I see a file button in the chat. I can't wait till we get back to live theater. I see no, I don't know where to look for it.
Does it help to send it to me, Laura?
Can I do a rewrite while you guys are talking? Was that a yes or a no?
That was a no.
Always.
Improvisers never rewrite. That's
All right, we have 1 minute to keep an honest 10.
Can I go pee? Can I go pee?
Yes, now's a really good time to do that.
What other scripts do you need, Ken, other than Laura?
I just need Laura's.
Okay.
And how am I supposed to get it to you? Tell me again.
So to Kat, can you talk her through it step by step?
Yeah. So you've opened up the chat?
Yeah, let me go back to Zoom. Okay. All right, I got it.
Do you see a little button that says file down at the bottom? If it says like, click on Ken's name. You see Ken?
I do not.
Okay, so it says everyone. If you click on everyone, there should be a bunch of people underneath that, and you can click on just Ken.
Yes, I can. Okay, I click on. I got you. I click on Ken, and then I also click on, what do I do after I click on Ken?
Well, do you see a little button next to it that says File?
Next to what?
Where you see Ken's name, is there, either it should say File or maybe there's just 3 little dots, but it should say File. I don't know what version of Zoom you're running, but there isn't just a button that says File.
No, I click on Ken's name. It says host.
Don't click
wait,
on Ken's name.
let me
Just
go
you just have a little box where it says type message here. You don't have to click on Ken's name. You're just sending a message to Ken, but you would type a message to Ken.
All right, I've got to type a message to Ken.
And there's not a little button that says File or 3 little dots.
No.
Can you just drag?
What if I take myself? What if I just take myself off camera? You read each other's plays. Mics will go last, and if I can't send it, I can't.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you keep trying to send it, and we'll just save your play for last, and we'll send Mike's play for last too, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it. And then I still can't access my email, so if somebody does get it, put it into the chat there.
Got it.
Okay.
Send it to any one of us, and we can just put it in the chat.
All right.
I can do that.
Ken, did you get mine, or do I need to put it?
No,
in
I'm good. I have all of the other plays.
Okay, thanks.
All right. I say we call the audience back and we give it a shot, huh?
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, come on back. Everybody come on back. Everybody come on back. We are about to dig into our play readings. In a moment, I will ask everybody once again to kindly turn their videos off and to put their microphones on mute. But this is just the official welcome back to everybody. So if you're out there and you don't want to bother coming back on and then going off again, you don't have to do that. But if you do want to do that, just so we could all see your happy faces again, that would be awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are about to dig into our second act of the show, where we are going to read our plays out loud. During our intermission, we took the opportunity to cast our plays and to try to email our plays to each other so that we can be the readers in each other's of them. You will not be surprised to know that a couple of us are having some technical difficulties. We're going to try to get through all of the plays tonight, but one or two might have to wait for the movie version. But we're going to try our best in order to bring them all to you. So here's what's going to happen. When I ask you to, everybody kindly go off screen and put your microphone on mute. The playwrights, when you come on, please remind everybody what your original suggestion was. I will remind everybody what all of the suggestions were that everybody had incorporated, and then the playwrights will set up the play, introduce the cast so we all know who's reading, and the playwrights will say anything they need to say about the play before we get started, and then introduce the play. All right, my friends, thank you for being here. At this point, if all of our audience members would kindly turn off their videos, and please put your microphones on mute. Let's be sure to have our microphones on mute. And at this point, if I could please ask all of our playwrights to go off screen and put your microphones on mute as well. And we are going to start with Lisa Gay Thompson. Lisa Thompson, will you please come on screen? Hello, Lisa. All right, Lisa, before you tell us about your play and introduce it, I am going to remind everybody of the suggestions that everybody was working from. There were 4 suggestions. The first suggestion was the stage direction, a robot enters the scene. Then the next suggestion was a line of dialogue. You filthy bloodhound, have you discovered my secret? And then the next suggestion was a character pulls an opera ticket stub from the mid-19th century out of their pocket. And then the final suggestion was a character suddenly becomes apoplectic. Now, Lisa Thompson, I am going to go away. Will you kindly introduce your play, introduce your cast, and take it away?
All right. The name of the play that I came up with based on the suggestion Old Dead Mouse is called Trixie and Melba Behind Al's Bar. The cast is Kat as Melba and Ellen as Trixie, and later will be Mike as the robot / Glenn. Take it away. The world premiere of Trixie and Melba Behind Al's Bar.
Ah, Trixie, why didn't you tell me I smelled like an old dead mouse? You're muted. I can't hear anything you're saying. Can you unmute so I can hear you?
Yeah, okay. Sorry,
All right.
sorry.
That's all right. Let's take that one from the top.
Sorry, take it from the top.
Ready and go.
Ah, Trixie, why didn't you tell me I smelled like an old dead mouse?
Let me smell. Oh, it ain't bad. You smell sweet.
No wonder I didn't have no luck in there tonight.
Melba, do you have to fight a hump butt every night?
No, only on Fridays. What are you implying? That I have self-esteem issues?
And don't get your nose all bent out of shape, doll. I'm only saying.
Yes.
I mean, can you just be satisfied that we had a good time, you and me? We danced, we drank, we talked.
Oh, shoot, honey, you know I love you. But there ain't nothing like a man's certain kind of company to lift a girl's spirits.
I know this is trite, but nobody can love you if you can't love yourself.
Oh, so first I don't love you enough, and now I don't love myself enough?
A text comes in.
Well, hey, maybe I got lucky after all. It's Glenn from down at the gas station. He says I should come down.
To the gas station?
He's got a room out back.
Oh, for God's sake, are you really going to go down there and roll around with that grease monkey?
All right, already. Get off my back. What are you, jealous? Do you have a thing for Glenn?
It ain't Glenn. It's...
What? What is it?
Just then, a stray robot comes through the parking lot. It bumps up against their legs repeatedly and comes to a rest.
Now what?
Melba.
Sorry.
Hello, Melba.
Huh? You know me?
Oh, yes, I know you, you little devil. Let me just figure out where I am. Yeah, babe, it's Glenn. Hubba, hubba.
Is that Glenn? You thought I was jealous of that?
That ain't Glenn. Glenn has that fine head of black hair and a tattoo that says, I'm fine.
What's the matter, babe? Don't you recognize me?
If you're Glenn, what's my favorite song to, dance to?
It's so crazy to say it out loud, but it's Rockabye Baby.
It's Glenn! Or maybe another one of my buddies.
Well, first of all, what happened to you?
Well, I was playing around with my magnetic field, I was working on a Tesla when suddenly there was sort of a big bang. Next thing I knew, I was beeping and bumping into things.
I'm sorry to hear that, Glenn. I'd love to help, but I don't know much about magnetic fields or big bangs or nothing. And frankly, my gal Trixie and I are sort of in the middle of something.
You coming by later, babe?
I'll see if I can make it. Where were we? You were saying it wasn't Glenn you was jealous of, and now I can really believe that. So what's eating you?
You filthy bloodhound, have you discovered my secret?
Huh?
All right, you dragged it out of me. It's you, Melba. It's you I love. It's always been you.
Stunned. You never let on all these years we've been friends. Through my 5 marriages and your 7.
I know. The pain of hiding it has taken its toll on me, friend. Not to mention on the 7 marriages.
You're so flippin' heterosexual. I mean, look at you. Leopard print leggings, gauzy blouse with the red bra underneath, that pink bright lipstick and stilettos to match, and the way you sashay around the room. I thought every one of those little things was designed to snare a man.
It was all for you, if truth be told. And tonight seems to be a night for truth-telling. Well, somehow this parking lot in the back of Al's bar smelling of magnolia and distant trash cans. Somehow, some way, this is a place for truth. This is a space for the truth. And Melba, you are all women and all voluptuousness and all I've ever wanted.
There does seem to be something about this parking lot that's working its magic on me as well. And somehow, well, put it this way, something's stirring in me and I'm seeing you in a whole different light.
Oof, I need a smoke.
I could use one myself.
Trixie puts her hand in the pocket of her very tiny purse and pulls out an opera ticket from the 19th century.
Something wise at work on this night. Look what I found. It's a ticket for an old opera. I can't make it out.
Let me see. Das Liebesboot? Well, God bless the Germans. That means forbidden love. I think that that opera even had a robot in it.
It's foreordained then.
I'm afraid so. From the moment we walked out of Al's bar and you mentioned the dead mouse, we've been on this track to expressing something that's been hiding for 22 years. Something I never thought I'd have the guts to let out of the bag. Ah! It's a mouse!
Come on up in my arms, darling. I ain't afraid of mice.
Whoop.
Oh my.
I think the mouse is gone. Shall I set you down?
No, screw the mouse. I don't ever want to get down from here.
End of play.
That's great. That's hilarious.
That was excellent. Excellent. I know the audience has risen to their feet and is erupting with applause. So let's emulate the audience. I thank you. Thank you. Yeah. What the heck? Jump online, audience, and clap for Lisa Thompson if you want.
Yay! Woo!
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. All right, audience, can I ask you all to disappear again? Michael Durkin, can I turn things over to you? And we are going to take a look at the play that Michael Durkin has written for us tonight. Mike, you're on mute, so can we get you to take your microphone off of mute?
Sure can.
All right, Michael Durkin, I'm just going to leave it to you, all right?
All right, I'm going to do the very best I can. I am the author, the playwright of my suggestion was Barco Lounger. And I think I need say nothing more except that Laura Livingston will be playing the woman. I will be playing the man. And Ellen Byron will be playing the robot. So if everybody's ready, I'm ready to do it too.
Hold on, I don't know if I am yet. Hang on.
Okay, I need my cast. More than anything, I need my cast. And Barco Lounger, I wonder what the derivation of Barco Lounger there is. There's, okay. So we're all there. And I think, Laura, you start off the play, Barco.
I think it's too big for the den.
Well, we could move the desk to another room.
The desk is where I have all my collage materials.
Okay. I could move my miniature Civil War encampment down to the basement.
Sweetie, no, you've worked so hard on that. And geez, how long did you search for that amputee figure? That must have been years.
3 years. 3 years. You remember how happy I was at Gettysburg to find that? But I am not going to upset your collage work. Christmas is only 6 months away, and I know you have so many plans. Somehow, this chair, it can fit in the den.
We could take out that flat screen console and combo entertainment hutch.
That's the whole concept behind the Barco Lounger. Sitting in comfort, watching the news hour and surround sound. No. That can't be the answer.
The sleeper sofa?
No. Where would Carl sleep if we got rid of the convertible? By the way, Carl said he'd be staying with us in October for the pumpkin parade.
The kids are afraid of Carl, you know. He's very odd.
Carl is my brother. He has had some tough times, and his personality has taken some hits over the years. Certainly, those 2 years with Verna didn't boost his ego.
Verna did her best.
Are you interested in purchasing a Lazy Boy Barco Lounger today? They are on sale and I can be of help.
Thank you, but we're still deciding. We'll tap the call button if we need your assistance.
I am at your service. Take your time.
Thank you. We love this new automated store. It really is mind expanding.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Please take your time and don't allow Carl to influence your decision-making process.
Sorry?
Don't let Carl's idiosyncrasies affect a decision you will enjoy for quite some time. All our Barco Loungers have a 10-year warranty on all parts.
How do you know about Carl?
My sound receptors are highly developed and an acute mechanism.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to have my conversation with my wife private. So please mute your hearing receptors.
Of course, and please take your time.
Thank you.
Do know, however, that Hobby Lobby closes in just 1 hour, and they have just received a shipment of driftwood that your collage efforts.
You filthy bloodhound! Have you discovered my secret?
That you exclusively use driftwood bark for the fundamental layer of your artwork? Yes, I know that.
Listen here, you bucket of bolts. Leave us immediately. I have never felt so infringed upon in my life. This is the ugly downside of mechanical innovation. You creep into our daily lives and suddenly you alter our lives. I won't allow that.
Please forgive me. I only want to establish a bond with you in order to help you make the right decision about your comfort.
Well, you have overstepped your boundaries, metal man. We have no intention of purchasing anything in this establishment. In fact, we are leaving right now. And I intend to write a caustic letter to this organization and tell them my thoughts about this intrusion.
I agree. Let's go.
Please accept my apology for my intrusion.
Listen, bucket boy. You have your nerve.
And know that I have discovered a 3-inch solid lead mint-condition Robert E. Lee figurine. The eBay number is 212-387-4477.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Let me write that down. Sweetie, have you got some paper?
Let me check the pockets of this old coat. Yes, here is a ticket stub from that 19th century opera your great-grandmother attended.
Well, give it here. What was that number?
212-387-4477. Bid low and watch the clock ticker.
I know how eBay works, thanks. And well, maybe you could tell us a little bit about this chair?
Certainly. Fully padded Corinthian leather with a 2-stop footrest and speakers in both wings. The better for listening to opera, correct?
We must have this chair.
We'll get rid of all the other furniture in the den.
We'll build an addition to the house.
It'll be called the Barco room. Yes. We must have this chair.
Yes.
Sales isn't so tough.
The end. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love that he just used the opera ticket as scrap paper. Awesome job, awesome job. All right, my friends, that's Michael Durkin. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if I could ask you to turn off your videos and please mute yourself. Kat Coppett, will you please take the screen? Ladies and gentlemen, as Kat Coppett is getting ready, allow me to make an announcement that I should have made earlier, and that is, after our final play tonight, we are going to invite anyone in the audience who would like to stick around for a little talk back, question and answer with the author, schmooze, and get to know some people session. So we'll spend about just 10 or 15 minutes after the final play in an open forum. I hope everybody will stick around and come on screen and participate at that time. All right, Kat Coppett, I'm out of here, and the screen is yours.
All right, don't go too far, Ken, because you will be the robot in this play who will enter when the robot enters. We will start on screen with Ellen playing Alicia and Arlene playing her mirror reflection. My suggestion was the advice to be true to yourself. And so this play is called Be True, and I will read the stage directions. So here we go. Alicia looks at her reflection in the mirror. Her reflection looks back. They stare at each other. They are not happy.
I told you that was a terrible idea.
It's not my fault if you blew it.
It is. It's totally your fault.
How is my fault? I wasn't even there. You were outside in the middle of the park. There wasn't even a lake nearby. You didn't take out your compact once to check in. I wasn't even there.
If you hadn't given me that stupid pep talk.
You practically begged me for a pep talk, staring at me with those puppy eyes.
I knew I shouldn't have been myself.
You have a zit on your nose.
What am I going to do now? Charles will probably never speak to me again. His whole family hates me.
I'm sure they don't hate you.
Alicia starts taking off her makeup, undoing her hair, and putting on lotion, etc. through the next part of the scene.
Oh, they hate me. You would know if you had been there.
You did that thing you always do, didn't you?
Yes, yes. I did that thing I always do because you told me to be true to myself. Why did I do that? Nobody likes me.
So what? If they can't like you for you.
Bullshit. I really liked Charles. I liked him. I wanted to be with him. I was ready to change. What's the point of being true to myself if nobody's ever going to want to be with me?
Just then, from the door behind Alicia, a robot slides into the room. Alicia sees it in the mirror and freezes.
What the hell is...
Oh, good! Perfect timing. I ordered you a present.
The robot has crossed the room and is right behind Alicia. It takes her hand and she turns her to look at him.
Hello, I am for you, Alicia Romero. I was built especially for you, and I like you just the way you are.
I don't understand.
I got you something. I ordered it in your sleep. While you were asleep on Amazon, they really do have everything these days. He's your robot companion. He's programmed to appreciate your authentic self.
Yes, I appreciate your authentic self.
My authentic self?
Yes, all those things you do that other humans find mostly annoying. I do not find them annoying. I like them. For example, that thing you do when you correct everyone's manners and etiquette and tell everyone the history of those manners and etiquette and why they are so important to a smooth running society. And then you get so upset that your voice gets higher and higher and you end up saying, I don't know if you are depraved or lazy or just stupid, but in any case, I am finding this interaction terribly upsetting. And then you storm off.
Oh, God.
I find that endearing. or how you get dressed up in your finest gowns and put on Tosca and sing both parts of the final love duet at the top of your lungs before leaping from your bed as if to your death and you are feeling especially lonely and depressed?
You filthy bloodhound. Have you discovered my secret? No one is supposed to know that.
I know everything about you.
Everything?
Of course. How else could I be programmed to appreciate the authentic you?
How?
We got that Alexa installed, remember?
Crap.
Actually, that's how I was able to order the thing in the first place. I'm all linked in. It reads your mind, AKA me. I can surf, shop, whatever. Freedom, baby.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
Why?
Yes.
Why is it terrible? It's not terrible. I love you. I appreciate everything about you. No person will ever feel that way about you.
No, are you kidding? No person will ever. Just look at yourself.
Alicia sits stunned and silent, staring at her reflection and the robot, who is now standing in front of her next to it. She's removed all her makeup by now and is just her plain self.
I guess maybe that's true. I'm so unlovable. I'm stuck with an order bride machine consolation prize.
She stares miserably at them both. After a long pause, the robot pulls an opera ticket from the mid-19th century out of his pocket.
I brought something to cheer you up.
What is it?
It's a ticket to La Scala. I am a time-traveling robot. Would you be my date for the debut of Puccini's Tosca?
What?
Of course, your manners will have to be impeccable.
Oh, yes, of course.
Mi amor?
Yes, of course. I'll just get changed.
I told you, just be true to yourself. And make sure to join Amazon Prime.
Curtain.
That was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Kat Coppett.
Yay.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. If only Brent Spiner was here tonight, we could have some really good interpretations going on. All right, Laura Livingston, are you ready?
Sure.
All right,
Ken,
in that
are you
case,
ready? Did you?
I am going to turn the screen over to you.
All right. My suggestion to begin everything was a roll of toilet paper. And my play at this moment is called Laura's Play, because I didn't make up a title for it yet. It begins with two people in a rowboat on a lake. He is rowing, and he is played by Ken, and she, played by Arlene, is opening a present.
It's a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, do you like it?
Toilet paper.
Yes.
For our anniversary?
Our first anniversary.
A roll of toilet paper.
Get it?
You
don't. That's disappointing.
Wait, I do. Our first anniversary, the traditional gift is paper.
Yeah, but it's more. I'm not a very traditional person, so it's not just that.
I think you are traditional. You're very traditional. You just don't like to acknowledge it because you want to be an artist.
I am an artist.
Yes, of course. I meant you want to be a famous artist.
Yes, I do.
But you're very traditional.
Name one traditional thing that I've done.
Well, we're celebrating our anniversary in this rowboat on the lake where we first met.
When I was creating abstract sand sculptures that no one understood.
You went down on one knee when you proposed.
Ironically, and you knew it. Plus, the ring I gave you was imaginary.
Yes,
Didn't you like it?
of course I did.
You sound sad, as if you've been hiding your disappointment for a year.
I did like it. I do. Look, I wear it all the time.
Do you?
See?
Since it's imaginary, I have to take your word for it.
Which is why it's so special. If you ever stop taking my word, stop believing me, then it really wouldn't be there. Is that a robot?
Yes, I made it out of found objects.
I see a Rubik's Cube. Is that a tire iron?
Yes, I was going to wait to have you unwrap it until it got darker or I got tired of rowing, but it just unwrapped itself. Oof.
It wants to row. That's why it's pushing you.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'll move. Stop pushing.
Wow, that's an aggressive robot. That's dangerous. Peter, I think you should turn it off. You don't know how to.
I got excited. I thought it would be so romantic in a new way to have a robot row us on this moonlit lake.
But you're not an engineer. You're an abstract artist. And your robot is seriously malfunctioning. We're going too fast.
You filthy bloodhound. Have you discovered my secret?
Yes! I always knew you were really an engineer. Please make it stop rowing so fast. It didn't take much to realize your practical tendencies. I found the ring that you smelted just before you melted it down, making it an imaginary ring. Only an engineer could have created something so beautiful and practical. Please, we're going too fast. Make it slow down.
This is another anniversary present. It's performance art about our relationship.
Yes! We've been moving too fast, focused on our careers and getting ahead, only relating to each other in the most mechanical fashion.
You understand me so well, so I did make a slow down button. There.
Oh dear, that was terrible. I'm glad we've stopped. I get the performance art and the abstract art. I don't understand why you didn't want me to know you were an engineer.
Because you are a poet. When we first met on that sunny day when I was making the abstract sand castles, and you said you were a poet and asked me what I did, I'm sorry, I called you a filthy bloodhound.
Wait, stop. Look at this 19th century opera ticket stub I just pulled out of my pocket.
I can barely see it in the glimmering moonlight. Does it say, "The Filthy Bloodhound"?
Yes. It was a famous opera in its day about an engineer who raised dogs. I've written a poem based on its major theme, reluctance to show our best qualities to those we love for fear of disappointing them. What's wrong with the robot?
He's apoplectic. Grab the toilet paper.
Yes, wrap him in it, tightly.
That seems to be working.
I'm glad you made him mostly out of flimsy stuff. Anyway, here's the poem I wrote on paper for our first anniversary. I think it's wonderful that you're an engineer.
Thank you. I gave the toilet paper as a symbol of...
Yes, I get it.
End of play. Awesome job. I love that.
Nice.
Where's Laura Livingston?
Great.
All right. Excellent job. Very nice round of applause. Awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, her first appearance as a playwright, please welcome Arlene Hutton to the screen.
Let me find my play.
You've already found it, Arlene. It was just inside your heart.
Where's the script? Okay. my words were Lola and Corky. And actually 2 people put Corky. Did 2 people have Corky and his imaginary friend? Anyway, so the title of the play is Lola Lies to Corky, and Kat Coppett plays Lola, and Ken plays Corky. And Lola is a longtime Upper West Sider, a high school teacher, and Corky is Lola's longtime boyfriend, a wannabe writer who has just finished his novel. Lola and Corky are on FaceTime.
Oh, okay.
I finished the novel.
I'm so proud of you.
You were right.
It's so good to hear your voice.
You said if I went away.
It's been so long, Corky.
You said if I just went off to a cabin in the woods.
I thought maybe a month or 2, a writer's colony, maybe?
If you're going to do something, you need to go all the way. That's what you said. I never would have done it. Alone in the woods for 6 months. No people, no cell service, no internet, and I finished my great American novel. I've been writing it for years, but it took you, Lola, to give me the push I needed. I finished it. It's done. And I'm coming to see you. I'm coming home.
A lot has happened.
The sound of a robot.
You're using the Roomba?
Best Christmas present ever.
You really like it?
I watch it for hours. I watch it go round and around in our little living room, and I watch it go down the hallway. Sometimes it goes into the bathroom and gets stuck behind the toilet. It keeps me company. It's the only company I have.
Ah.
I've missed you so much, Corky. Really missed you.
I'm going to make it up to you, Lola. We're going to make up for all the months I've been away. I'm going to get a big advance on my book, and I'm going to take you to all the restaurants we've ever wanted to go to. Oh, we'll get a cozy little table in the back. We'll go to the theater. We'll go to the opera. We'll go to the movies and sit on the back row and make out. And then we'll come home and watch the Roomba together. And I'll read my book to you. You're going to love it. My favorite line is, "You filthy bloodhound, have you discovered my secret?" You see, it's a novel within a novel.
Oh, Corky.
I'll start driving back tonight. I'll be there in time for your birthday. Remember how I said I had a surprise for your birthday? I have Hamilton tickets. They're in my drawer under my briefs.
Oh, no.
What? What happened?
I have to tell you the truth. I saw Hamilton last week.
You saw Hamilton?
Yes.
Without me?
Yes.
I got those tickets a year ago. It was going to be a surprise. We always said we wouldn't see Hamilton unless we could see it together.
I know.
This feels like a betrayal.
I've been trying to tell you, things have changed. New York has changed. The world has changed.
Did you see Hamilton with your sister, your folks?
No.
I might have forgiven you if your parents had bought you tickets. Who did you see Hamilton with, Lola?
I saw it all by myself.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry, Corky.
Why? Why would you do that?
I was lonely.
Lola pulls an opera ticket stub from the mid-19th century out of her pocket and holds it up to the camera for Corky to see.
I've had a lot of time on my hands. The Roomba and I have been cleaning. I've been going through boxes, getting rid of stuff, organizing the apartment for when you came home. Remember that old trunk from my great-grandmother's house? I finally had time to go through all those papers. And I found this ticket stub for the opera. And it made me think about all the times you and I wanted to go to the opera and Broadway, and all we could afford was some cheap improv. And I started crying, thinking about all the Broadway shows we wanted to see but didn't have the money. I thought about when we were younger and would second act. Remember that? Our first date, second acting Phantom, arriving at Intermission, holding rolled up programs in our hands so it looked like we were legitimate patrons. And then the ticketing all changed. They started scanning tickets and we couldn't sneak in anymore. And then I held that mid-19th century opera ticket stub in my hand and I said, I'm going to see Hamilton tonight.
How did you get a ticket? It's been sold out for years.
What can I say? Things have changed.
What's going on, Lola? What are you hiding from me? Is there another man? You've been cleaning. You hate cleaning. Is someone else living there? Oh, I had dreams of you coming to the cabin. I want us to live here in the woods together. I was waiting to ask you. I was going to drive back to New York and celebrate your birthday and take you to see Hamilton, the greatest Broadway show ever, and then get on my knees and ask you to marry me and to come live with me in the cabin. We don't need New York. We just need each other.
I love you, Corky.
So what's changed, Lola? You said New York has changed, that the world has changed. What's changed, Lola?
Sound of the Roomba.
Let's do it, Corky. I'm going to pack the Roomba. I'm going to pack tonight. You drive here. You don't stop for anything except gas. And you wash your hands really well. Don't talk to anyone, no one. Do you hear me? Just come get me and we'll drive to the cabin and live together in the woods. We don't need anything, just each other.
I'm on my way.
End of play.
Oh my goodness, that was fun.
Oh, it's tragic.
That was fun. Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our final play of the evening. After our final play, we'll all come on, we'll give our playwrights a round of applause, but do stick around for our talk back and we'll spend about 10-15 minutes chatting, asking the playwrights some questions about their plays and their process and their lives, and then we can chat and schmooze a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, our final playwright for the evening, making her debut here at Right Away, please welcome the very, very awesome Ellen Byron.
Okay, I got, my suggestions were people who look the same and a bus driver and a UPS driver. And I also I stole some stuff from other people. So there's also toilet paper in mine. So, okay, and my actors are Ken and Arlene, and then I'll read the stage directions and the robot. So Ken and Arlene, join me please on screen.
Ellen, forgive me, the title of your play is?
Oh, Same as You.
Same as You, perfect, all right.
All right, tell me when you're ready and I'll switch to my script.
I'm ready.
Ready.
Okay, ready, okay. Scene, a street in Los Angeles. We hear the sound of a truck pulling up and parking. A UPS delivery man, Jake, approaches a house. He leaves a package on the front steps. There's a female voice from inside.
Thank you, hero. That's what you are, an essential worker hero.
Just doing my job, ma'am.
The door opens. A woman steps outside. She holds her hand over her mouth. This is Spring.
I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my mask, but I really wanted my chocolate. I need it these days. I need wine and chocolate and dog food. Not for me, for my dog. Wine, chocolate, and my dog are the only things keeping me going right now.
I understand.
The two make eye contact and realize they have the same color eyes and eye shape and hair color. Spring drops her hand. Jake removes his mask. They take a step back to make sure they're socially distant and stare at each other.
OMG, you're like the male version of me.
And you're like the female version of me. Weird.
Yeah.
Could we be separated at birth? Where were you born?
Lafayette, Louisiana, 1986. What about you?
Bakersfield, California, also 1986. I've never been to Louisiana.
And I've only driven through Bakersfield. I'm a long haul trucker.
I noticed the cab in your driveway.
I hear the surprise in your voice. The sexist surprise. Don't worry, I'm used to it. Hashtag bitter much?
My apologies, ma'am.
Nice. Sexism followed by a ma'am. We're the same age, sir. I have a name and it's Spring.
Mine's Jake.
He extends his hand and pulls it back. Sorry, force of, oh, that's your line.
Sorry, force of habit.
Spring studies him.
I read somewhere that everyone has a doppelganger on the planet. I'm not sure how I feel about mine being a man. You're not saying anything?
Because if I say I'm not happy about mine being a woman, you'll say I'm sexist again.
No, I'll give you a pass on that one.
A robot dog appears next to Spring. Bark, 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 bark.
Shh, Puff, it's okay. He's a friend of you because you're a male dog.
Is that the dog you need dog food for?
Yes. I'm not crazy. It's robot dog food. Remember Tamagotchi pets? You had to keep them alive. He's like that.
He's cute. Here, boy.
Puff growls, then goes to Jake.
Careful, he bites.
Puff's mechanical tail wags.
But he seems to like you. He doesn't like many people.
He probably likes me because I look like you. Ouch! Electric shock.
Yeah, that happens with him. There has to be a reason we look so much alike.
I know. Be right back.
Jake runs off. Puff sniffs at the bag Spring has yet to pick up and starts barking.
You filthy bloodhound, you discovered my secret.
She opens the bag and pulls out pot.
I keep forgetting I got you at DEA auction. You can sniff out anything.
Jake returns holding a small box.
23andMe saliva kit. I'm on the site. If you're not, you can spit into this and we'll see if we're related in some way.
Isn't that someone else's kit?
Oh yeah, but stuff goes missing all the time.
I did wonder why a UPS driver is wearing a Rolex.
Wink, wink.
He gives Spring the box. She opens it, extracts a vial, and spits into it. She hands it back to him.
Thanks. I should have the results back in a week.
That'll work out well. Puff and I are driving a load of toilet paper to Oregon. We should be back by then.
I see I'm not the only essential worker.
They exchange a smile. Then next scene is a week later. Jake approaches Spring's house. He sets down a box and rings the bell. Spring opens the door.
More wine, chocolate, and robot dog food. And we're not related.
Damn it! I wanted us to be related. Why did this happen? Why? It would explain everything, and I wouldn't have to justify the fact that I'm attracted to you, which is like being attracted to myself, which is like Narcissus looking at his reflection in the water. Yeah, I read. Not all truckers are dim-wits like people think.
Spring, it's okay. I'm attracted to you too, and I think that's okay. I'd like to think of you as the better part of me.
Well, I've never stolen a Rolex. Although I do have a lifetime supply of toilet paper.
That's okay. We've got a lifetime ahead of us.
The end.
Awesome job. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our plays for the evening. Why doesn't everybody come on screen and please give our playwrights and our performers a tremendous round of applause. And now, if all of our playwrights can give a nice big bow to the audience on the count of three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all so much for being here. Before we let you go tonight, for one more moment, may I ask everybody to go off screen, turn off your video, except for Laura Livingston. Laura, will you join me on screen for one moment, please? Laura Livingston is the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater, the fantastic organization that collaborates with Synergy Theater, and we put this on for you together. Laura, before we go into the talk back, do you have any last words that you would like to say, anybody, on behalf of you and your company?
Oh, sure. First of all, thank you for coming. It's just great to be able to do something that is almost like theater, and show it, to have an audience show up and be there for us. It's very important to us. And I would like to say that theaters and many arts organizations are existing on fumes now and will be for a long time. So if you are able to give a contribution to Freestyle Rep or Synergy Theater or an arts organization near you, they would very, very much appreciate it. And it would help them continue to do things in this stopgap between the old normal and the new normal. Thank you. I'm going to type our addresses in the chat here.
Thank you very much, Laura. All right, my friends, let's have a talk back. Anybody who would like to join us on screen and ask any questions that you might have of our playwrights, or find out anything you would like to about theater, about improvisation, about any of the cities we live in, or anything else you would want to talk about, now is the time to do that. If you would like to go ahead and take your microphones off of mute, if you're on screen with us, you're very welcome to do that. For those of you lurking off screen, please stay and lurk. We love to know that you are there. If anybody has a question that you would like to ask anybody, all of the writers or one of the writers, go ahead and you can pop that into the chat, and then we'll pull those questions from the chat as we are going along. But why don't I kick things off by talking, I'll just pose this question to the writers, and then you folks can pop in if you have something to say about it. And the first question is about your process as you were writing tonight. Did you, in fact, just hear the starter pistol and write spontaneously like we were doing in the writer's jam, without stopping, without editing, and without making any changes? That was not your requirement. Or did you take time to think and plan it out and not spend all 45 minutes actually writing? I give it over to whoever wants to take that.
I just started writing. And my play, the whole idea of my play didn't happen until I got the suggestion of the robot, and that's where I went.
So before that, as you were writing, before that suggestion came, you were just free flowing and you didn't know where it was going.
Exactly. It was all about.
Was that fun or stressful?
It wasn't stressful. It was fun. I guess it was just a dialogue going on inside of my head. I knew it would have to go somewhere, but I didn't know where it was going to go. So it helps. That's it.
Laura Livingston?
When we did our rehearsal, which was mainly of how the technology works and just writing a play in 45 minutes, I had said that I found that I wrote so much less than everyone else, and that I tended to rewrite. You know, I would say a character starts with the word well. No, they should start with well. They should start with you know, and I keep going back and forth. I see my internet connection is unstable. I hope people can hear me. And the other writers said, do it like an improv. Just write. Just start writing. And even at the end, when the man says to the woman, the toilet paper roll is a symbol of, I didn't know how that was going to end. And it does kind of feel frightening for me until I do it. And then I go like, this is not scary at all. This is just my natural instincts being afraid of the unknown. But in fact, nothing's going to happen. It's going to hurt me. Just do it. Just dive off the cliff, as it's an imaginary cliff.
Awesome. Here are some, yes, Ellen Byron.
Oh, I was just going to say that I saw some questions there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, let me pose them, and let me pose them directly to Ellen and Arlene. So the first one is, how often do you write? And Ellen and Arlene, maybe you can answer that on two different levels. Like, how often do you put out a new work? But also, are you on some type of regimen where you force yourself to write a certain number of hours a day or something like that?
Well, I can start. When I'm under contract, when I'm under contract for books, I have to really meet a deadline. So, but I'm an outliner, although a lot of people are what they call pantsers. They're just right by the seat of their pants for my books, and I can't do that. I think it's years in TV, and I'm just trained to think. And even today, it's like I kind of knew where I wanted to go, but I also wanted reminded myself to accept the offers that were being there. Although I missed the opera one, I spaced on that. But so when I'm writing, a draft, I give myself a goal of, I try to hit 10,000 words a week, but I've already created some kind of outline, and then I try to do, 2,000 words a day. But then there's also social media to do. Like right now, I just been, I've had 2 drafts out, so I don't have a draft due, and I just got revisions. I have to do revisions on a book, and then when I'm rewriting it, it's just about meeting the deadline for when the revisions are due. But I'm always writing something. I need to blog posts. What I try to do now is I try to write during the week and then not do my creative work on the weekends, because my poor husband, he once said to me, and it's actually a dedication of my next book, that since I've been writing the books, he sees me more, but he talks to me less, because I'm always like, don't bother me now. So I try to do things like posts and casual stuff on the weekends, so my creative process isn't interrupted.
Awesome. Arlene?
Well, I'd love to say that I work like Ellen does, but that wouldn't be true. And there's too many people on right now who I'm a deadline writer. And so my process tonight is exactly the way I write a first draft. Is I just, who are these people to each other? And I just start from dialogue, and then I let the story evolve from there. And so most of my work, really, I call the first draft a vomit. It's like that. And then the craftsmanship for me is all in the subsequent rewrites and rewrites and rewrites and rewrites. But I pretty much have to be on some kind of a deadline, even if it's just a writer's group that I have to show up with 10 pages, or sometimes a commission, or if I rent a theater in Edinburgh, I will finish that play even if I'm still rewriting it on the plane.
Awesome. Let me offer this next question to Lisa to kick off the conversation, but other writers, please pipe in. The question was, the way it was written is, how much of your script was improved by the actors? And let me expand that to just turn it into more, not only that, but how does that feel as a writer to see actors take your work and turn it into something perhaps other than you had anticipated, for better or for worse?
Well, in this case, it was for better, for sure. It was fantastic. And it's really a really special treat, especially in this format, to write something so quickly and then have it read immediately. It's really a gift, and everybody here is a gifted actor, and it is really fun to see what an actor will do with your work.
Yeah. And I'll throw something in here, and I'm sure Arlene will articulate it, that agree, or everyone would agree, that this really plays into casting. Here it's just everyone did an amazing job, and it's very spontaneous. But when you're casting a play, especially the first production, I remember with the first production of Graceland, it was one of the roles was between Bev. The 2 actresses were completely different for the role of Bev, and one was very much how I saw the character in my head, and the other was completely different from that. And the director kind of said, maybe you should see it as you first saw it in your head. And so we made the more traditional casting choice. And I think with the first production, that was a wise choice.
I love writing for specific actors. So instead of writing the play and then thinking, oh, who can play this part, I thought, okay, I'm going to write this for Ken and Kat.
Oh, that's great.
Any of the other writers want in on that one? Here's a really interesting question, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura, did I cut you off?
Well, it's hard because I think I'm lagging behind everyone. But I think it's great to have improvisers do the cold reading because they just fling themselves into it. It's just wonderful. My computer keeps reminding me that I have my mute button pushed because I'm laughing out loud so much. It thinks that I want to be heard.
Awesome. This might be the last question, depending on how many people answer it, but it's a good one. So let's spend some time on it. This question is, dialogue is in your writing, but how much else to describe tone, gestures, props, etc.? So the question is, when you're writing a play, how much effort do you put into writing stage directions and descriptive material other than dialogue?
Can we also answer the other questions real quick at the end of this? Just to
yes,
sure
of course.
Okay. I'll turn this over to someone else because I haven't written a play in a while, except for here.
Arlene, do you have anything on that one, or anybody else?
I feel like when I see my scripts and other people's scripts, having done 3 or 4 of these now, I feel like I write more stage directions and description than other people seem to. And I don't know why that is. But you know, it's just like normally writing a play, right? The lines of dialogue are really only part of the play, right? You could do a whole scene with no dialogue. And so I think maybe I try to remember to give things actions that can happen or nonverbal behavior that can move the action forward or show that.
Oh, Laura's got her hand up.
Yeah, Laura and then Arlene.
For me, that's a huge part of directing. What the actors are doing, where they are, where they think, where they've just come from, where they're planning to go. And, you know, I try things in directing, and like they're saying this at the dinner table, or they're saying it while they're dancing, or I think that's a huge part of directing. And it's kind of the job, the detective work or the mining work of the director and the actor to find the hints of that in the script. And I don't write stage directions in right away because I don't want to have to read them. I just want to watch.
Laura, let me ask you a quick piggyback question on that. When you're directing a play that is a published play, where it comes with stage directions, do you pay any attention to those, or do you cross those out and discover your own?
Careful.
No, I pay attention to them, but I may add to them or do some other things as an improvisation to discover more nuance. But I think sometimes you can tell, you know, that it was something that a stage manager copied from the original productions. But if the playwright wrote it, I think it's real important.
Arlene?
I start with dialogue, so I don't tend to put in a lot of action, but in subsequent revisions, that's something that I add. I say, what are the characters doing? And as I tell my playwriting students at the Barrow Group, if you don't give your characters something to do, the actors will fold laundry. But the whole, don't get me started on the stage directions thing, because you know, up until around 1979 with Crimes of the Heart, the stage directions did come from the stage manager's prompt book. But somewhere along the line that changed, and by now we are writing our own stage directions.
Well, that's not always true. I mean, George Bernard Shaw definitely wrote his own stage directions.
Yes, of course.
So I don't think
but in the acting editions, so you know, the Sam French and Dramatist Play Service ones. Yeah, no, you're right. And so did Eugene O'Neill, famously.
Yes.
But Shakespeare doesn't have any stage directions. It's all in the dialogue.
Sure.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, that guy.
Yeah. What does he know?
Yeah.
Like Durkin.
White male playwright. Who's going to do him again?
He also didn't have any costumes.
Ken Adams, I believe. Ken Adams wrote a play that was all stage directions, right?
That's right.
I did. I wrote a play called Once Upon a Time There Was a Family, and the whole joke was that the characters narrated all of their actions. Instead of delivering their dialogue as dialogue, they delivered them as stage directions to each other. Thank you,
Brilliant.
Michael. I appreciate
it. Brilliant.
Ellen, do you want to pick a question or two and open up the topic?
I will say for myself, I did not do anything for Zoom. I mean, I just wrote, and I'll just quickly run by it. An improv technique isn't compatible for your style of writing. No, because we're just thinking that. Do you always know it or when the playbook writing ends? I tend to. Like I said, I tend to outline. I like to know where I'm going. So even in these improv exercises, when in the rehearsal and now, I kind of had an idea where I wanted to go. But I was also open to, if I found something else along the way, for it not to go where I had in my head.
Awesome. Why don't I offer all of the playwrights an opportunity to do that? Is there anything that popped up on the chat screen that you'd like to address? Then go ahead and do that. If not, I think we'll start to thank our audience and make any last comments we wish to make and then wrap up.
I want to thank Dawson Moore for joining us from Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the artistic, he's head of the Last Frontier, or now called the Valdez Theater Conference.
Oh, very cool.
Really, really wonderful. And I think it's so exciting that you joined us tonight. And maybe you'll invite some of these people to teach workshops for you at the conference.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, Michael Durkin.
Is that Jacob? Jacob, are you you're in Alaska?
Nice to see you too, Lawrence.
Jacob Moore is in Chattanooga. Dawson Moore is in Alaska.
Oh, Dawson. Okay, gotcha.
The family got around everywhere. Very widespread.
Can I just say something? I see a lot of things in the chat that say, "Oh, that was so great! Oh, what's such fun!" It would be real helpful if, for our next presentation, if all of you who thought this was so much fun would tell your friends that it was fun, then we'd have lots of people doing this. So give that a thought. Jacob, give that a thought. Dawson, wherever he is now in Alaska, Julia, Karen, Martha, both of us have quirky friends. Let's get a big audience next month, all right?
And that would be awesome. We would certainly appreciate everybody's help spreading the word. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me take one more opportunity to say thank you so much for being here. Please go to freestylerep.org and discover everything that Freestyle Repertory Theater does. Please go to synergytheater.org and discover everything that Synergy Theater does. And please let us see you again at the next presentation of Right Away. You are awesome. We love you. Stay safe. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you. Nice to see everybody.
Great to see you.
Bye.